We have a show to do today.
The whole new acronym thing drives me effing bananas. Can we call him by his name?
Felger and Mass on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go. Man, Woodruff with his first one to a guy he has seen a lot in his career. Did he get him again? Yeah, he did. He hit him again.
Sixth.
For the sixth time, his brother comes out and walks him up the first base line. And again, there is history between the Red Sox, Contreras, and the Milwaukee Brewers that goes beyond all the hit batsmen.
Well, there's been a few of them that they've had altercations before when he's with St. Louis. But Murph wants to know if this ball even hit him. Looked like it just barely got him on the hand. Contreras more reacting, just up and in. And listen, the guy's hit you 6 times in your career. Eventually, you're tired of it. I always just find it interesting. He's got serious beef with this club. His brother's the catcher.
Yes.
Here's what we said before when we introduced you to Willson Contreras in spring training. I think you're going to like him. He's not a guy maybe you like playing against, but this energy, this guy plays with passion. Now, there's history with this individual pitcher, but you just see the way he plays. Quite frankly, that energy's been missing. It's not a bad thing.
This is Willson and the manager, Murphy, going back and forth. He wasn't screaming at Woodruff. He was screaming at Murphy, and they were going back and forth. No place to put Willier. Ground ball up the middle. Backhanded there by Turang. They're going to try and turn it, but they can't as the run scores. Anthony in to make it 2-0. And an aggressive slide, and Hamilton paying the price over there. First and third with one down.
Well, it was a beautiful play by Turang. I'm surprised that Hamilton even tried this and maybe paid the price. You got a man at first base that's not happy right now. He comes in. Let's check out this slide. It's aggressive. Slid right into the bag.
Willson Contreras, I will point out again, has the second most hit by pitches among active Major League players. Second most hit player in Major League Baseball is Willson Contreras. So everybody hits Willson Contreras, especially the Brewers, mostly because they play him the most. Willson Contreras has played more games against the Milwaukee Brewers than any other team in Major League Baseball. So when you get hit the second most times in all of Major League Baseball, and you play one team more than any other, does it stand to reason that that team will have hit you a lot just by doing the math?
Definitely.
Thank you. So Willson Contreras, kind of a clown. But you need it. And the story last night was not necessarily how he reacted, because that's how he reacts. As Christian Yelich so aptly put it, we've seen this skit before. It's not Willson Contreras being Willson Contreras. It's that no one on your side followed him into the breach, so to speak. He got his game up, he got going, and everybody else just stood there with their thumb up at their ass. You went up 3-0 in that inning. Brian Bayo responded by coming back in the top of the fourth, walking 2 guys, not getting through the inning, giving up 4 runs, and the next thing you know, you're down 4-3. Hell of a spark, which I think speaks more to the Red Sox than it does to Willson Contreras himself. He is what he is. He's kind of a clown, which you will discover over the course of this year. Do you think that Brandon Woodruff was trying to hit him with runners on first and second and nobody up and nobody out in a 1-0 game?
No.
He's trying to hit him to load the bases?
No, not to prove any kind of point or anything like that. He crowds the plate.
Did he throw at him even?
No, he's trying to get him off the plate.
Willson Contreras gets hit, did I mention? More than any other player in Major League Baseball, save for one, Ketel Marte. So he's on the plate. That's why he's all geared up with all the padding. He's got the padding on the left wrist. And so you try and back him off the plate. He tends to get hit. That's what happens. He loses it and is threatened to take down tonight. Give me number 1, Jimmy, if you could, please.
It's not just a hit by pitch. That's the 24th time that they hit me in my career, 24th. And that's the 6th time they hit me. And they always say, I'm not trying to hit you. That get old. So next time they hit me again, I'm going to take one of them out. That's what happened. That's a message. That's a message.
That's the message. He's going to take one of them out. Someone's going down tonight.
I did. It is funny. I'm sorry.
It's great.
It's funny. I'm taking someone out.
You just don't hear it very often.
Next time I come into the studio and there's a mess here, somebody's going down.
No, number 4, Jimmy, if you could, please.
That's so great.
Contreras 4, please.
getting 24 hit by pitches by the same team from back in 2016. I mean, I don't think any other team has hit me as much as them. And I don't care what they call it. I don't care what they say. The only thing I care is my health. But if they don't care about my health, and they give it, like I said, they hit me again, I'm gonna try to take one of them out.
You're gonna take one of them out, which he tried to do last night with David Hamilton at second base. Spiked him pretty good, so he already kind of did that or tried to do that. The Brewers totally blew him off. Basically, Murphy, I guess, engaged him a little bit, although I'm not exactly sure, because they have, as Yelich has said, and he said last night, we've seen this skit before. And the dynamic here is that the Brewers, one of their best players, most important players, is Willson Contreras, their catcher. So if the Brewers go after Willson Contreras, they're kind of disrespecting their guy, Willson Contreras. They can't attack Willson because that would be, they love William. So, like, we're not going to attack your brother, William, even though we all know he's kind of a jackass. But that's your brother, so we're not going to go after him. And they're not going to go after him tonight unless Mizorowski makes a mistake. Or, he hits the inside corner and Wilson's hanging over the base. I can't say anything like that, but they're not going to, they never, I don't say never, but they don't want this to escalate because they don't want to disrespect Willson Contreras. They don't want to put him in that spot. And I think Willson knows it, which is why he can pop off and act like an idiot, knowing there's not going to be any repercussions because the Brewers aren't going to go after him because they don't want to upset William. So there's that whole dynamic there that I think is going to lead to nothing tonight unless there's a mistake. And again, Wilson's hanging over the plate. So if you just come in a little bit, you might get him, which would be interesting to see.
I mean, usually it almost never happens in the next game anyway.
This Jacob Mizorowski, 6'7", 200 pounds. He's, like I said, Kevin Majori has got more beef to him than this pitcher the Brewers are throwing tonight. Willson Contreras would break him in half like a freaking breadstick, as I said earlier, which is what he is. This kid's a breadstick. At any point, he throws 103. At any point, I'm telling you, his arm is going to detach from his shoulder and go rolling towards the plate after one of his pitches.
Probably.
He is an absolute accident waiting to happen.
You said 103?
I think he's hit 103 before. I do.
Well, that bodes well for Trevor's story tonight. Keep going.
Well, can he throw the slider on the outside? I'd rather throw sliders to story than 103-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Yeah, but you know what? Either or would story because it starts with him not being able to hit a good fastball.
But so this whole thing is the backdrop tonight. And again, the story is last night, Willson Contreras got up. I think he reached base 5 times. He made a great play in the field, saved a run down the first base line, hit a monster shot in the 9th.
That thing was smashed.
Freaking tater.
Yeah, that was an angry swing. In fact, he said something afterwards, for some reason I play better when I get mad.
Yes, he does.
They should tick him off every night then.
So is anyone going to follow suit? Is that going to wake you up? See, I don't know if Willson Contreras is a great team guy. He's a very competitive guy, and this thing obviously showed it, but that's like his personal thing.
Right.
Is he competitive from a team standpoint? He was on that Cubs team that won in 2016.
Yep. He
was a rookie. So I can't remember exactly how big of a role he played there. After that, he M1 squat, So I don't know if he's about him or he's about the team or whatever. But that was a moment to sort of get up last night, and you didn't. Starting with Brian Bayo.
I mean, look, there are lots of guys who are intense that aren't necessarily team guys and good leaders. So, I mean, I'm trying to. Do you remember the guy Tommy Pham the Red Sox had?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay, Tommy Pham played hard, but he also had a reputation of being a little crazy. Remember, he got in an argument with a guy about the fantasy football and punched him in the face or something. Remember that?
Football, yeah.
Do you remember that?
I do.
Okay, so again, like
he was with another team.
Yeah, but he was an intense guy, but. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't necessarily make him a team leader.
The Brewers just kind of roll their eyes at the guy. Woodruff, quote, "We've been through that. 9 years for me. Seems like every year," he said. He's trying to play a game, and he's trying to get his side fired up, which is fine. Once I knew what was going on, I wasn't going to let it affect me on the mound. Christian Yelich, quote, "We've seen that skit for the last 10 years. It's nothing new. It's not surprising. You just keep it rolling. Got a game to win and lock the boys in, rally the troops. The Brewers did it. You didn't. That's really the story as much as anything.
Sure, absolutely.
So we have that to look forward to tonight. Someone might be going down and going down hard, courtesy of Willson Contreras. We can only hope.
So I'm going to take someone out.
We continue with your phone calls right after these words.
What did Woodruff say he was?
Nothing. I just didn't do anything else or because it was early in the game, but I took exception of it. I know my brother was behind me. So I was like, okay, he hit me. See what happens next. I mean, nobody likes getting hit at any point. But like I said, I took exception of it. The 24th time. It's not coincidence. They're going there with a purpose. And that's fine. And that's fine. That's pitching. But next time you hit me, the message is clear. I'm going to take one of them out.
Dean in Shrewsbury, you have a thought on that?
Yeah, who's to say William Contreras isn't in on Willson Contreras getting hit? He's been the catcher there for like 3 or 4 years now. This could be partly a sibling rivalry thing like the Clegane Bowl.
I don't think so. I think it's just the opposite. I think the Brewers go easy on Willson because Williams their catcher. And I say go easy. Like, they throw inside on him, obviously. Mm-hmm. And he's an agitator. Like, Willson Contreras, but the Brewers aren't the only team that he's got a problem with. He just has seen him the most. So it's like, you think Paul O'Neill was just a dick to the Red Sox?
No.
He's a dick to everybody. You just saw him more than anybody else. I don't know why I picked him, but you know what I mean.
No, it's a good one to pick. I mean, again, Jeter was hit more by the Red Sox than any other team in baseball. And the reason is they saw him a lot, and Pedro did it on purpose.
Well, they were competitive games, and he hung over the plate. And so, yes, Willson Contreras has faced the Brewers more than any other team. He's faced Brandon Woodruff, the 5th most of any other pitcher in Major League Baseball. It only stands to reason that Woodruff will have hit him the most. Is 6 high on a percentage? Sure. But he hangs over the plate, and they're usually playing close games. And it's not like he's playing the Pirates, and the Pirates are 10 games out of first. They don't have to knock him off the plate. The Brewers have played Contreras with the Cubs and the Cardinals over the years where the games mean something.
Sure.
Like those Jeter games meant something for the Red Sox, so they tried to knock him back off the plate. That's what you did with him. That's not some personal vendetta. It's actually become less of that since his brother's on the team. But this Willson Contreras, like, my goodness.
A little bit of a loose cannon, it feels like.
You'll see. A little bit of a clown. Eric in Plymouth. Go ahead, Eric.
Hey, guys, by the way, too, I mean, that hit by pitch yesterday, I think it barely brushed the padding on his hand. I mean, I don't even know if that counts as a hit by pitch. But, right. Guys, I want to reiterate a point from the morning show earlier today. The problem with this team, or a problem with this team, is that there's no leadership in that clubhouse. I mean, I think Roman Anthony, 21-year-old Roman Anthony, is the leader of the Red Sox right now. There's no player on this team that has really any tenure and has any weight in the locker room. I would love a guy like David Ortiz to pull Willson Contreras aside and say, shut the heck up. It's not about you. We need to win games. Our ace is on the mound tomorrow. Just focus on winning and forget about trying to make a scene because you have a vendetta against the other club.
Speaking, right. Right. He's competitive, but is he competitive for himself or the team? I don't know that yet. And you heard something to me on the morning show. You heard something this morning that kind of speaks to this, man?
Yeah, relates to this topic. In fact, Jimmy, this is Bill Koch, the first one that I sent. Bill Koch, who works for the Providence Journal, was on with Fred and Hardy, obviously, and he was asked about the problems with the team. And the question was not about leadership. He kind of went into it on his own. Here's what he said.
I also think, guys, that this is a product of putting all sorts of pressure on a 21-year-old guy. The other day on Sunday, he's the guy talking to the media, after they lose. And for me, I think that is at the root of where the Red Sox have gone wrong here. This has been a transient clubhouse now for years, going back to the last World Series, with respect to veterans. Once Xander Bogaerts leaves, I would ask you, who would be the captain of this team? If we were going to have the mythical debate, who would inherit the C from Jason Varitek and Dustin Pedroia and Xander Bogaerts? It'd be Trevor Story. Really? Is he a good enough player? Is he on the field enough? Is he worthy of that designation? I would say no. And beyond him, realistically, who would it go to? Carlos Narvaez, who's been here for maybe a year and a half, and is still young in his career. I think that, and that's organizational philosophy. That's not paying veterans in their 30s. That's not being active in the free agent market with long-term deals. I think it's a collision of all of those things that you're seeing in, admittedly, a small sample now through 10 games.
So that last part. So this is what happens when you won't sign guys into their 30s, when, you won't keep people around who've been here for a while, and you keep just turning over the veteran roster year after year after year. And then you're going to bring a bunch of young guys in and expect them to grow in a healthy environment? Because this environment is not healthy.
It's also the other part of this is the geeks not believing in the emotion of the game.
Right.
Anyone can be a leader.
They don't believe in leadership.
They don't. They don't
calculate those human
emotions
intangibles
and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah. This is all a resulting flaw from the way they run the organization now. So, and I don't know Bill Koch from a hole in the wall. I just heard the interview this morning. I thought this guy hit it right on the nose.
He covers the team?
He is a general columnist, does mostly college basketball and baseball. And so I heard the interview started with him talking about the national championship game. And I thought, wow, this guy covers a lot of ground. And then when he gave this answer, I thought, well, that's a pretty good read on, I think, what's going over there. So I pulled it. I just thought he nailed it. I think that is the way they run their business has led to this.
Dave in the truck on Maz's point on tanking in the NBA. Yes, Dave.
Hey, guys, real quick. I've had this scenario forever in my head. Like, why don't they just reverse the non-playoff teams draft order? You got 30 to 32 teams in every North American league, roughly. Small example, 10-team league. 4 teams make the playoffs. Just take 5 through 10.
I got it, Dave. I'm going to cut you off. Thank you. I was trying to avoid this, but that's another sort of simple thing. Don't reward the last team in the league. Reward the team that missed the playoff, that the highest non-playoff team. So then everyone who's out of the playoffs is trying to win to be the 15th in the league. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so look, I told you, I'm open to anything that would work, but I want it to be aggressive. And I'll tell you what, the more I think about it, I love the idea of penalizing teams that suck. And when I say that, I mean financially. You finish last, and in fact, make a double thing. You don't get the draft pick and you have to pay. So that actually because the whole premise of any sports league is built on honest competition. The competition's got to be real. Otherwise, why am I watching? It might as well be, with all due respect, Jimmy, pro wrestling. Okay, so you got to try.
In the Premier League, some of the matches at the bottom of the league are more competitive than the matches at the top of the league.
Because they don't want to be relegated.
The financial ramifications of being sent down to the second division are so stark that those games are often more vicious than the ones for the top of the league. And it's a beautiful system. It's too bad there's no way the North American sports will ever get there. But they could use it. How about Riley in New Hampshire? Go ahead, Riley.
What's going on, fellas? Breslow's decision-making, specifically his reactionary decisions, are legitimately impeachment-worthy. At the deadline, you miss out on Joe Ryan, so you last-second overpay for 90 days of Dustin May. You lose Bregman, and your first thought, instead of replacing his bat, is to overpay a meatball-throwing lefty. Then you overpay for some guy named Caleb Durbin. I mean, Bo Bichette is sitting there fresh off a World Series field trip, and instead we have a third-place Rookie of the Year runner-up that provides absolutely zero value anywhere in the city of Boston. I mean, I won't even trust Durbin to valet my car at the park.
Okay, I believe, and I agree, it starts with Breslow. Cora's not doing anything to improve the situation. He's just kind of a bystander. But I think the problems this year begin with Breslow and the baseball operation and the organization, and the lack of a cohesive philosophy and consistent approach from the top to bottom of the organization. You have a quote-unquote pitching and run prevention team, yet nowhere in your organization do you focus and emphasize pitching and run prevention. You emphasize launch angle and spin rate. So that's why you get a team that doesn't know how to hit the cutoff guy and can't field their positions.
Exactly. And you know what? I was just looking at Bo Bichette because that's a good one. He went to the Mets for $3 and $126. Okay, so it's $42 million a year. You were paying Bregman $40. You can be in on that contract. He probably has opt-outs too. I'm sure he does after 1 year. But it's the same kind of deal Bregman got.
John in the car. Go ahead, John.
Hey, guys. So I know Contreras is trying to take out one of the Brewers tonight, but I think that there is somebody else that's going to get taken out tonight, and that is the Nesson cameraman that caught John Henry acknowledging the sell the team chance. I'll tell you, I was there, and it was going on pretty much every other inning, and it was getting louder and louder as the park got emptier and emptier. It was a pretty sad, pathetic scene. And the Contreras talk, Contreras is a complete tool. I think we all agree with that. I think what he's doing right now is completely selfish. And my big fear is that he's going to cement himself as a leader on this team. And what do you get when you have a selfish, uber-aggressive type of guy like this that rises to a leadership role on a team? This has the potential to get worse before it gets better. And it brings me back, why is Contreras even here? He's here because this team will not pay top-tier talent. He's here because we didn't want to extend ourselves for Pete Alonso. It's the same reason that Ranger Suarez is here, because we didn't want to give the extra bucks to Max Fried the prior offseason.
They're reactionary fallback signings.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
That is right.
He pretty much, he's got that part of it right. I mean, and look, the thing, there now been 2 games in a row where there have been chants in the crowd about sell the team. And whether Henry wants to hear it or not, you know, to me, it's like, well, too bad. This is the environment that has been cultivated now.
I can't believe, sorry to cut you off, I can't believe that O'Brien and the broadcast acknowledged it.
Well, they didn't say what they were saying.
No, but just to say, there's the chance again?
Yeah.
I thought, I was surprised as hell.
So look, just quick.
The John Henry clip that you sent, I'm sorry, was that from Nesson or was that a different broadcast? That was Nesson.
Yeah, I thought that was the Brewers feed.
So I watched the entire I was glued to this game last night. I do not remember Nesson showing that shot.
Okay.
And then when you sent that tweet, I'm like,
if you look at the score bug, it's in the bottom lower right-hand corner. Nesson's is the upper left.
Okay.
So this is...
Sorry, Jim.
Yeah, no, I didn't think it was an Nesson broadcast, but I could have missed it. It was quick.
No, so I was just going to add, because there was a caller on the screen a little while ago that said wanted to talk to me about my relationship with John Henry.
How's that going, Mass?
So we missed it.
Okay, no, so here's what I would tell you. I've not had any correspondence with him in months. I couldn't even begin to tell you when the last one was. I don't know.
I used to like you.
So I'm just telling you that this is how it goes. The relationship goes up and down. And when they don't like what they're hearing, they typically don't respond. And if you think I'm lying to you, I don't know what to tell you. I'm telling you the truth. I wouldn't have brought it up if I were telling you if I was going to lie to you. So you can think whatever you want. I just feel inclined to bring it up because I saw it on the call screen. So, you know, do I disagree with the chance? I don't think they're going to sell the team. I mean, I doubt that they'll do that, but they need to hear it.
Yeah, make them uncomfortable.
They need to hear it. Sorry, the viewer and the observer expects more. So, do you want to put the effort in to really compete with the big boys or not?
I'm here to answer your question.
Thank you, John.
So, and I've reached out a couple of times to try to get some answers on things, and I don't get them. So, in that way, I'm no different than anybody else.
F you.
John, we've asked for you to appear on this program.
I
don't know whether those get relayed to you or not, but we have asked.
No, I wonder why they don't relay them. Probably because they must listen to the show.
So, look, I mean, they're in the spot they're in. And, again, they haven't had back-to-back winning seasons since 2019. So, again, we're closing in on a decade of that, too. It is what it is. You reap what you sow.
Final segment, thoughts, calls, emails after Big Jim gets you updated here.
I just came here to help your ratings.
We're back to the phones for the 5 o'clock hour. Maz, unless you have a fresh thought for us.
God, no.
Felger and Maz, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
It's different with them. I won't lie. It's different with them. Like I said, and actually I talked to, I can't remember if it was Monasterio or Rafaela, and I said, this guy's going to hit me today, for sure. And they did. And that's going to happen maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, but they're going to hit me again. And we'll see what happens.
John in Roxbury wants to follow up on that. Go ahead, John.
Hey, how's everything going?
Good, man. What do you got?
So, if I'm not mistaken, I think I read this morning. So, William Contreras was asked after the game, did you hear anything or did you see anything that he got hit? And he said, no. which is hilarious to me.
Well, what's he supposed? He's a Brewer, so what's he supposed to? You know.
I don't know. I mean, like the whole dust up and everything else. But then the other thing is, so tonight, the pitcher for the Brewers throws really hard.
Yes,
he's a little wild.
Yes, he is.
So I think, I don't know.
If he misses and hits Willson Contreras, I'll say it for the fourth time today, he's going to get broken in half like a breadstick. This Mizorowski desperately needs a calzone. Desperately needs to put on some weight. He is rail thin.
He is. He's a rail.
He's 6'7". You want to talk about what's that thing the Red Sox call the metric where you release it closer to home plate?
Oh, extension.
Oof. His extension is freaking insane. And he throws just epic gas. Young kid doesn't quite know where it's going. If he misses on Willson Contreras, he's going to get bent like a popsicle stick.
Toothpick.
That's coming. Ron and Medford on this. Go ahead, Ron.
Look, admittedly, I know that this is a far stretch, but sometimes something like this can bring a team together. And you know what? If he does get hit and he charges the mound, it might be the only excitement you get at the park this year. So I hope he does. I hope he kicks his ass.
I'm telling you, if I'm the Red Sox, I'm rooting for it. Absolutely. I don't know. I don't know about Willson Contreras. I think he's nuts. He's kind of a clown. I don't know if he's a team guy. I'm just telling you that. I don't know. But if it inspires his teammates and they come together because of it, then great. So I mean,
it takes.
I've been saying all day, if I'm a Red Sox fan, I'm rooting for this guy. And I'm rooting for all this crap. I come at from the other side, and I know his act. So, but if I'm a Red Sox fan, it's like, what else do you got? You're 2-8. You're dead ass flatline 2-8 team. So yes, you could use something like this.
This is exactly the kind of team that needs a brawl.
Brian in Connecticut. Hi, Brian.
Hey, guys. How are you? With this Willson Contreras thing, I think it's kind of funny that, you know, the way these guys are swinging the bat, he's probably going to go attack Mizorowski, just swing and miss and hit somebody else. But I also want to talk about John Henry and the sell the team chance. You know, I don't think John Henry's ever going to sell the team. It's just, why would he? He's making too much money off of this. But if he were to try to fix it, do we really think he would do the right thing? I mean, he got rid of the best GM in baseball in Dombrowski, replaced him with a GM who's never been a GM before in Chaim Bloom, fired him, had to hire Craig Breslow, who was like, your 10th option as general manager because he ruined the reputation of the Boston Red Sox. I mean, I just don't see an end in sight for the stupidity that is the Boston Red Sox.
It is kind of hopeless.
Yeah, so look, I understand what he means. I mean, it's hard to have a lot of faith in the way things have gone over the last, call it 8 years since 2016. Now, look, 2018. Now, 2019, they had a good roster, and I think Cora kind of laid the egg on that one. Since that time, though, I mean, they've run it like really going back. It started with the Mookie trade. Mookie Betts, once they made that move, they entered a new phase in their history, and they're sticking to it. David, and they basically have played suck baseball ever since.
I don't know what their philosophy is.
No, because they still spend money on dumb stuff.
Right. The only philosophy that I can say that they've done consistently is that they've tried to stay away from the singular, risky, big
mega contract.
Mega contract for the mega guy in his 30s. That they've done consistently. They haven't signed those. They've traded those. That's been consistent. There is nothing else they've done consistently, Matt.
I would agree.
So if you want to go full mid-market, go full mid-market, because it feels like some of these reactionary moves are because John Henry realizes, they might hate me. So let's give an extension to a guy we don't want to, in Rafael Devers, and sign Trevor Story. Don't do that stuff anymore. Just go full mid-market, except that they hate you, because they do hate you.
Right. You're sort of make good signings, like the reactionary secondary signings. Trevor Story, Ranger Suarez. But they haven't worked, meaning the fans don't think you care. The fans don't think you're spending money. So why bother doing it if you're not getting that needed result? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally. Because look, when you end up going to plan B, you end up doing something you don't really want to do, and the fans see it. They don't get fooled by that. Daisuke Matsuzaki years ago was plan A. And you know what they did? They unzipped their pants and they dropped it on the table. So that Matsuzaka had no other place to go because they blew everybody out of the water with the money. He was plan A, and everyone knew it. Go ahead.
Dave in the car. Go ahead, Dave. What do you got?
Felger, I'm calling because you keep talking about no ceiling, and there's no ceiling. I see no ceiling. You're using the phrase backwards. No ceiling means that there's unlimited potential or sky's the limit. So I'm not sure when you keep saying the Red Sox have no ceiling, that means they're not going to lose a game.
You're right.
Sky's the limit type of thing is what.
No, he's technically right.
Yeah, technically, but we all know what you mean.
You know exactly what I'm saying when I say I see this team has no ceiling.
Yeah.
They have they have tremendous ceiling. They've got a really low ceiling, like those 7-foot ceilings that everyone used to build. This is what they've got. Let's do some emails, shall we, please?
Yeah.
It's the Coleman Electric email of the day.
Dear Felga.
Dear Felga, I really hate you.
I don't like you.
And I think Maz is a boob. It's electric. The Coleman Electric email of the day. It's electric. Send yours to Felger at 985thesportshub.com.
Email today brought to you by Coleman Electric, a bunch of really good electricians helping homeowners like you. When you need an electrician, call Coleman.
It's electric.
It's electric, Kuhlman. They are the authorized dealer for Generac generators here in the Boston area. That's who you call if you want a generator. The one thing, Maz, the thing about the anti-tanking in this, it's a very worthy sports topic. It's a big one. It's important. It does bring out the cockamamie suggestions.
Oh, I'm sure.
Which, tomorrow the Red Sox are in the afternoon, eh?
1:30.
Yeah.
So, that means counter-programming.
So, cockamamie.
Artemis.
That either means title locking and the far side of the moon or anti-tanking proposals.
Okay.
So, we'll have to. This is a good thing for tomorrow, maybe. Eric writes in draft lottery. Check out how the PWHL does their draft lottery. That's the Women's Hockey League.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
The team with the most points after being eliminated from playoff contention gets the top pick. So it incentivizes winning by the bad teams. You know what will happen.
So I see. So you get in the playoffs, then you tank.
Well, it all will do mean like the Warriors miss the playoffs by a game this year, which is realistic. Or the Bucks are in the first. They're in 11th place in the East. Those teams get the first dibs on the number one pick when they just had Giannis and Steph Curry. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That'll happen once, and everyone will be like, "This can't happen." It won't last, Eric. I mean, it's the right way. I think it's the right
sentiment.
The sentiment's in the right place exactly, but the wrong team, quote unquote, will win it, and everyone will pitch a fit, and they'll go back to it. Kyle writes in, "You said not to call about our dumb ideas, but you never mentioned email, so I have two."
Good job.
1, draft order based on teams with the most non-playoff eligible wins. Okay. That team that wins the most games after they have been eliminated from playoff contention gets the first pick. So that's another spin on it. It's not where you finish. It's after you're officially eliminated from the playoffs, who wins the most games.
Got it.
So it's not exactly where you finish. It's just sort of a new we start the standings anew once you are eliminated.
Got it.
I guess that if you're eliminated on the last day, you have no chance because you only win one game. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The other two, keep it the exact same with the lottery, except the team owners have to actually pay for their lottery numbers.
Like they're waiting in line at a mobile?
And I have to wait behind you in the counter for your lucky sevens?
Deli counter.
I hate you people. John writes in, last week, 5 of 9 NBA games were decided by 30-plus points and another by 20-plus points. Just pointing out how bad it's gotten in the NBA.
Yeah, and Milwaukee has had more 25-point losses than any team in the league.
Shocker with Doc Rivers coaching.
It's bad. It's gotten bad.
Really? It's horrible. It's consumer fraud.
Maybe we'll do more of this tomorrow. We'll have to come up with something against the Red Sox. Either way, the final word is now. Hey, it's Felger here.
Now on Felger and Maz.
It's the final
word. Recapping this 4-hour show in 4 minutes, which leads to the question, does it really need to be 4 hours long?
No.
Final word brought to you by Town Fair Tire. If you are looking for the best deal on tires, there's only one place to go. Town Fair Tire, the best prices and great free services. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. So this NBA talk came from a Celtics Minute where we ended up playing some sound from Chris Mannix of Sports Illustrated, who said if the Celtics win the championship this year, it'd be the most impressive title in NBA history.
And that's not hyperbole. He said it's not hyperbolic to say.
Right, not an exaggeration.
Hyperbolic. That this would be the greatest championship in NBA history.
Yes, correct.
Not Celtics. The whole league.
The whole league.
Isn't that kind of the definition of hyperbole?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just getting that clear because I'm not great with the language.
What you said about that? I mean, it is hyperbolic. And even, we took calls from old timers too. Like, if somebody was in the 60s, especially when the ones that they won, the last one, 69. Yeah, where
I wouldn't use that wording. Given what the expectations were, where Tatum was at, if you wanted to say it would be one of the more unexpected championships ever, fine. It'd be on a list of other ones. The 95 Rockets, I'd put them on there. Like,
I would just say that you may say it's hyperbole, but
it is hyperbole.
I mean, you can't say it's not hyperbolic. It's not hyperbolic to say that I'm the greatest human being that has ever lived.
Well, it is a matter of opinion.
I mean, that's the very definition of hyperbole, I would say.
Yes. And again, the one Murray brings up is a good one. I would even tell you that I'm not even sure it's the greatest championship the Celtics have ever won. If you want to start
No, definitely not. Because, again, it's so...
don't you have to look at the team? The 86 Celtics are the best Celtics team ever. Like, they are. Come on. And so that's their greatest championship, I think.
But if they did, it'd be impressive. But the greatest championship in the history of the league, like, that's ridiculous.
It's a little much.
Okay, it's just hyperbolic.
If they won this year, it would mean a hell of a lot to me than the last one, where they had the easiest run, like, ever.
I was just about to say, if we call this the greatest in league history...
What does that make 2024?
Can I call 2024 the most useless in league history? Am I allowed to do that?
Just don't say it's not hyperbolic.
Okay, I just want to know.
I'd say it's the definition of hyperbolic to say that would be the worst championship in NBA.
I'm not going to make this offer to Mannix. I'm going to make it to Celtics fans. That if you want to call this the greatest championship in the history of the league, you have to allow me to say that 2024 was the most useless.
I'm with Maz on this.
Thank you, Mike.
Yeah.
So that's the offer on the table.
Okay. We can negotiate.
Murray seconded the motion.
Yes, it's officially.
It's now officially on the agenda.
Officially put into the record. What do we got coming up on the baseball hour, Maz?
Well, we're going to pick up with the state of the Red Sox, obviously, and it's only a half-hour show tonight, but I want to start with the position they're putting these young guys in. Play some more of those comments by Bill Koch on the morning show because I thought he nailed it.
After a quick word from our sponsors, off the top of the 6 o'clock hour, you get Maz. We're back at it tomorrow at 2. We'll talk to you then, fellas.
See you, bye.
Bye.